is up? What is up? We are back, black in the building. What is going on? What is going on? You already know who the fuck I am. I'm your boy Warren G. In the place beat, been clowning sucker free since 2003. You can't finesse me. You already know what the fuck it is. It is another beautiful Saturday. The weekend is here, and we are here to stay in this motherfucker. We are back, black, blessed, highly favored. Y'all know what it is. Man, shout out to everybody at the Court Plantation doing what they need to do to survive. Shout out to everybody out there that's handling business and doing what they need to do. We gonna be here every Saturday, man. I'm gonna be here with my boy Nick. Nick is back. He is a permanent fixture in this motherfucker. Shout out to Nuke too. We still gotta set that up, Nick, when we get Nuke.
Happen, bro.
Yeah, we gotta get Nuke up on here, man. So shout out to Nuke. Shout out to everybody out here. Man, we about to get into it today, man. The topic is today. Racism is public knowledge. That's what it is. It is public knowledge, and we're going to get into it. We're going to talk about a couple of things today. We're going to get into the subjects that have been wrecking my brain like crazy, like hands up, don't shoot looking ass, but you already know what the fuck it is. We're going to touch a little bit on the Derek Chauvin case, because now we got Nick in the building, so we're going to get his opinion on certain things, and then we just going to go on with it, man. So let's get it, man. Let's try to cut this clown-ass music down. Nick, man, what is going on, man?
Same old shit, man. Same old shit.
Man, what is going on? Hey, Nick, man, let me ask you a question, bro. How's your week been, man? Before anything, man, how's your week been, bro?
Shit, dude. Another week, man.
Another week, huh? Have you seen
Same
anything?
old shit.
Have you seen anything interesting with the news? I see you sent me that thing. Nick sent me this thing. I had already seen it, but I forgot to talk about it. It was funny you sent me that, because I had just did a podcast a week ago about how it's racism in the military. You know what I'm saying? I had already talked about that. When you sent me that dude was in the military, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Tell me about that video that you had sent me.
It was a dude just straight. I guess someone was saying, Black Lives Matter, and this dude was at the gas station?
Yeah, he was at he was at like a convenience store, or maybe
store?
A grocery store or some shit like that.
But he was like, yeah, Black Lives don't fucking matter and all this other shit. But
what do you think? What do you think?
Racism is everywhere, man. So yeah, of course it's gonna be in the military, man, and it's gonna be because what they do is they try to recruit people from very small towns and very like country fucking people, if you notice. But as far as the news goes, I mean, I looked on one of the websites today, and it had your boy Joe Biden fucking acknowledging the genocide in Armenia.
You see that? Hey, let's get into it, man. Let's get into that, man. Come on, man. Let's get into it.
300,000 people, man. And listen, if you're Armenian, I get it. But there's a lot of people that haven't been recognized and haven't been paid back. So it's kind of hard to sit there and feel for those people, man, when really we're not doing our part with black people. So
why do you think that is? Why do you think that they acknowledge every other racial group but black folk? Doesn't it remind you a lot of the Court Plantation?
Yeah, it reminds me of life, man.
Life, period, huh?
Bro. But like, you said the dude Derek Chauvin, ever since his verdict, man, there's been 2 or 3 more shootings since then. The 15-year-old girl. There was the one dude that got shot. He lived, but he was literally the one calling the cops, and he was on the phone with the dispatcher when he got shot. Then the dude Andrew Brown Jr. just got killed. So, and that's just since the verdict.
Now, do you remember that time? Me and Nick, like I said, we have a lot of conversations. Nick, remember that time, man, bro? When I was like, bro, I'd rather just keep Trump. You was like, man, you kind of looked at me like, man, what the fuck is you on, Warren? I'm like, look, bro. The attention is off of us when Trump is in office, bro. Once these Democrats get in office, it's the floodgates is going to open up, because now that gives the dominant white society more of a reason to be like, oh, y'all didn't give us what we want? Well, we got the power. We're going to show you we got the power.
This is the thing, though, man. Democrats, they go towards poor people, poor black and white people. You know what I'm saying? We just eat it up. I'm reading Black Labor, White Wealth right now, and Dr. Claude Anderson has a quote. He says, black people should not swallow beliefs they can't digest. So
what page is that? Look, you see me flipping. What page is that on? Because he's got so much shit in here. This should be everybody's Bible. I'm gonna probably read it again, Because the first time I read it, I ain't gonna lie to you, Nick. The first time I read it, I was right over there. I fucking couldn't believe some of the shit he was saying in there, dog.
Right.
Like, I just couldn't believe. But go ahead, finish your point, man. Just when you bring that up, that fucked me up because some of the shit he's saying there. Hey, shout out to 066.
But I think Shawnee had written you the other day when I was here, and she was asking me if I dated black women. And the reason why I tried not to make that a base point is because I think a lot of black people get fooled by white people who are surrounded by black culture. And you can't do that. Not even with me, man. I'll always keep white people accountable and always be kind of looking at them at the side of your eye. When are you going to fuck up, man? Because I feel like a lot of black people, all they got to do is walk through Walmart and see a white dude with a black girl and be like, oh, he cool. You don't know that, man. So I think you brought up what's that dude from Higher Learning?
Michael Rappaport.
Michael Rappaport. So
what a hoe ass mother. Was he a hoe for that?
It don't matter, man.
Let's talk about that for a second. Does that not remind you of the corporate plantation? Does that not remind you?
To be honest, man, it reminded me of school. Because a lot of white kids used to do that at school. They would sit there and go back and forth with people, and as soon as you take it a higher step up and they don't have nothing to respond, all of a sudden they're gonna back up and become the victim.
That's a fact. So, would you say that Michael Rappaport is not an ally of black people, but an ally of himself? Would it be safe to say that?
Yeah.
Would it be safe to say that? Okay.
And his people, man, and white people, man, because you're sitting there doing the same shit that a lot of white people do. I'm sorry to say, man, but if you do something that's kind of a part of your culture, then obviously, man, you haven't learned nothing. You know what I'm saying? So when you out KD and you guys personally know each other, if me and Warren are going back on a text argument, and all of a sudden Warren comes at me with something I can't respond to, and instead I post it on Twitter and become like the victim, like that, that's some bullshit.
Do you think? I'll say this. I'll say this. Now that Kevin Durant knows who he is, he just has to believe him. He can't be mad because that's what he does.
But you can't ever go back to him again. Don't ever try to be cool with him.
Yep.
Because he's gonna do the same shit over again.
Why do you think? Remember, Nick, I was telling you, once a person shows me who they are, I believe them and I get the fuck away from them.
Yep.
You've been around me for 4 years.
Yep.
Do you ever see me go? Once you show me who you are, I don't fuck with you at all. I just kind of like back and life is short, bro. We got DMX. R.I.P. to him. His
Black
funeral.
Rob.
Yeah, Black Rob.
Oh shit. The dude Tupac was with, man.
Oh yeah, Shock G. R.I.P. to Shock
yeah.
G. Me seeing that, right? I had a conversation with my brother too about that stuff too, and I was like, man, you watching that, it almost make you be like, you know what? I'm going to go into a corporate plantation mentality with a tunnel vision to get my check and go. I don't have time to exert any energy on falsehoods and misnomers and backbiting and discord and people that like that. Those are the disgusting, vile, vicious vermin that roam the earth, that jog in place while everybody is moving forward. You see what I'm saying? Those are the ciphers, man. You got to get away from them. You don't, oh yeah, I'm going to keep them around. I don't believe to your friends be close to your enemies be closer. Nah, I don't want my enemies nowhere around me. Just give me a bridge view vision of them. You know what I'm saying? Because when you read that book, Black Labor, White Wealth, a lot of the things that he talks about, he breaks down. He breaks down economic empowerment. He breaks down minorities. He breaks down what a minority is. Because, white women are minorities.
Oh, yeah.
And but black folks don't know that for the most part.
Gay people are minorities.
Latinos, midgets, humpback, Jews. He said it in the book.
Right.
This is not for midgets, humpbacks, Jews, and gays. It's not for them.
Right.
Sorry. But yeah, man, I think that's very imperative that KD don't fuck with him because...
I got to read this, though, because this shit hit me. This is in Black Labor, White Wealth. It's by Dan Lacey.
Oh, I know what you're about to say. Go ahead, man. Read it.
Whites denounce blacks as lazy and lacking ambition while they resent black competition. So they call you lazy, but then if you try to compete with them, they don't like that shit either, right? They are angered by taxation for welfare and other social programs, but are equally angered by equal opportunity and affirmative action job policies for blacks. They bitch because you're working the system, but they don't want to give you a job. They mock the lower academic achievement of black children, then assign the best teachers, materials, and financial resources to white schools in the suburbs. That's what white people do. They want their cake and eat it too.
But remember, let's take it back. Tulsa, Oklahoma. Mm-hmm. They left us alone. We built up Tulsa, Oklahoma. We had dentistries, we had hospitals, cars. Then white folk went over there and was like, what the fuck is all these niggas doing with all these cars? And then this black man and this white girl was in the elevator together, and I think they were fucking around. And then when these white people walked on, they got caught kissing. She said, oh, he raped me. And that's what started the whole thing. But did you know that Tulsa, Oklahoma was the first terrorist act committed in the United States of America Incorporated? Did you know that?
No, I didn't know.
They dropped a bomb on black people. That's the first terrorist act. They dropped a motherfucking bomb on black people.
Wasn't that Black Wall Street right there?
Yeah, it was Black Wall Street. Because they couldn't fuck with niggas on the ground, because niggas on the ground was giving them the business.
Right.
So what they did was, well, we got the plane, so we'll just fly a plane and drop a bomb.
Right.
And that's what, to me, incites that fear is compartmentalized in black folk. And that's why we don't, in my personal opinion, we say slick shit to each other when we get around the dominant society and we poke fun and try to make fun of people. I've had people do that. Now, like I told you, Opportunity Village was different. I didn't have people do that to me there because everybody was on code. Even if they didn't fuck with each other, they was on code. It wasn't until I went to other plantations where you like, wow, it's a lot of buck dancing and mammying, and it's like, damn, for 10 cents, 20 cents, 30 cents, that's crazy. But you know why? They know we'll do it. Think about it. Look at Nick Cannon. I love Nick Cannon. But they basically publicly maimed, stripped, tarred, and feathered him in front of everybody. We'll take your show away from you. We give you your lifestyle. They did a Donald Sterling.
Right.
Niggas didn't like Donald Sterling, but he was telling the truth. Did you hear what he said on that tape recording? The owner of the Clippers?
Yeah.
Fuck those niggas. And he said, they're niggers. Magic Johnson's a nigger. Don't bring them around. I give them their lifestyles. I'm the reason why they have nice cars. I'm the reason why they have nice houses and can take care of their family. I employ these niggas.
But wasn't his side chick black though?
Yeah, but
that's a good example of what I'm talking about.
Exactly.
That's a perfect example of what I'm talking about.
Like Mickey Donovan from Ray Donovan.
Yeah.
But it's the truth. They're just telling you how they really feel. So when you listen to it, don't get mad. To me, when the Clippers protest, it's like, well, protest, nigga, they sold the team to another white Jewish man. Nobody even said anything about that.
Right.
If you really for black empowerment, you would have made it where Oprah could have bought it. You would have made it where Tyler Perry and Floyd and all them could have put their money together and bought that team. But you didn't do that. What you did was you found another white Jewish man to take over the team.
Right.
That's what you did. And then everybody was just kind of like, they got rid of that. Well, they just forced him to sell it. What'd he sell it for? $1.5 billion? He still made his money. They act like they took. Come on.
And then his wife pretending like she left him, but then a couple weeks later that they're seeing out there in the Bahamas or whatever.
Exactly.
So it's all imagery, man. I want to look good, but behind closed doors, man, we're doing the same shit we always done.
That's.
But man,
that's a fact.
Listen, man, like my mom was saying today about this new dude, Andrew Brown Jr. It's gonna continuously happen, man. Nothing's gonna stop it. I read it somewhere that they're thinking that this dude's about to get 12 years, Derek Chauvin. So you get 12 years. After 6, he's good. He's gonna be out after 6.
Exactly. Well, Officer,
and I'll be surprised if he gets 12. But I'm just saying. Like,
Officer Yanez got, I think not even a year, bro. He shot in the car and damn near killed the little baby.
Right.
And said, oh, fuck. Oh, because he shouldn't have been a police officer. Now, where's the Asian coalition at now? You see, they just passed the Asian hate crime.
Right.
Now, if you commit a crime against an Asian, it's a hate crime. But crimes are committed. So what about Latasha Harlan? What about all those crimes committed against black folk? Why is that not a federal hate crime? But you see, this is what I mean by no diss nobody. But when black folk get to talking this mental health shit, you have to be careful. Let me tell you why you have to be careful. Because this is what they gonna do. They gonna let a white man go into church and shoot a whole bunch of niggas again, and then they gonna say he's got a mental health problem.
Stop by Burger King real quick.
So you have to be careful with this. You have to put a disclaimer. Like, hey man, mental health, meaning go see a therapist, meaning get better, meaning don't go commit no crime and then say you got mental health issues, because that's what the dominant society does. It's wordplay, bro.
Right. I
got this Black's Law Dictionary in there, and it breaks down all the legal terms and what they really mean. It'll fucking blow your mind, bro, because that's the type of bullshit that they use in the court of law, in my personal opinion. Like, do you know if you go in the court of law and you don't know the law, you're considered an infant?
Well, do you realize, though, that for the most part, it's white people that the attorneys, the defenders actually tell their defendants, hey, listen, this is what you need to do. You need to claim crazy or say. When it's a black person, they just say, hey, listen, we're going to get the time down from 25 to life to 15.
To 15 years. And just plead.
Accept it. Yep.
And just accept it.
So,
well, remember the Central Park 5? Just say you did it and you can go home.
Right.
And then, and what's so crazy was, in that whole midst, I think it was a white racist motherfucker or honorary anti-black racist that was working for 97.5 during that whole thing. And then it linked back to him, and then they ended up firing him. He was working around black people the whole time.
Right.
I always tell people, when a motherfucker come around you talking about yo, and this and that and all that, I always just watch him. And I always watch him, and I listen, and I watch, and I observe, and I listen, and I watch. You know why? Because it's not about me watching if you're going to fuck up. It's about me watching so you can review who you are. Because you're going to show me who you are if I'm around you long enough.
Right.
Like, most people, they just assume that I'm a Democrat because I'm black. You know? And that's fine. That's a fair assessment because black folk have been Democrats for a long time. So I don't take that personal. But what I find funny is when I start calling out the bullshit from Joe Biden and Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton and all the racism and hypocrisy in the Democratic Party, that's when white folk that are Democrats, they get so appalled and they get offended. They get offended, bro. Like, no, Joe Biden, he was Barack Obama's vice president. That doesn't mean that he's not anti-black. That doesn't mean that he's not, and he doesn't have racist views in his heart. First of all, Nick, if my family members if I was a descendant of Nazi Germans that were crucifying and sticking Jews in ovens, and I got on TV and said the Jewish people need to just get over it because that would, I don't blame me for what my ancestors did. Do you know what would happen to me? They'd freeze my bank account.
Right.
They'd make it where I'd starve.
Right.
That's what they would do.
That's what I'm saying. It's always excuse for everyone else, man. For Jewish people, if you make a slander about gay people,
anti-Semitic.
If you make a slander about any other culture besides black people, you don't get a second chance. But if you racist, you saying the N-word whenever you want, you doing it, you shooting black people, man, you get a pass. It's just you get 9 lives. And like I mentioned, the dude from the Heat. He got canceled right away.
Right away. Remember LeBron too.
But you got Justin Bieber still got like 150 million views after his last song he put out. So
because people don't care.
Right. That's what it comes down to.
What do you think about LeBron tweeting and then deleting it? What you think about that?
Man, so
come on, Nick. What you think?
I heard what you said about it, man, and I agree with you. But at the same time, man, I just think that, you know, this dude's made so much money. I just think he should stop caring what people think. Hey, I'm gonna leave that motherfucker up. If you want to fucking get out the best basketball player that's in the game right now, then
he the reason why ain't nobody watching right now.
Right. He's out. Yeah.
Ain't nobody watching shit because he hurt.
Right.
Didn't they find the person that hurt him? That fell on his ankle? They fined him.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, the motherfucker that fell on LeBron James' ankle. They fined that motherfucker.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Because we love James Harden, we love Kevin Durant, but it ain't LeBron.
Right.
It's just not LeBron. It was like Michael Jordan when he left the league. When he left the league, they was losing money. They were hemorrhaging money because nobody's like.
That's why he was laughing though those 2 years that we tried to appoint Steph, and he was like, "All right, I'm gonna show you what's up." You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. You know what? I agree with you on that. You're right. That's a great perspective. You didn't already made so much money. Why do you give a fuck?
And not just so much the money, man. I don't want to like sit there and be like, oh, well, you know, you already have money, so you shouldn't care. But you have so much power still in the league, man. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Like, there's really not much that you could do. Like a tweet like that, man. I don't think that if you would have kept that up there, it would have ruined your career. I really don't.
Because they were trying to say that he was inciting violence against that cop.
Right.
But here's my thing. Remember one of the podcasts that I kept saying, Y'all notice when it's a black person, what did that white cop say? His name is Jerome. Jerome. His last name is Smith. Smith. He wears a black sock and a blue sock. He has a wallet on his right back pocket side and a quarter in his left. Like, they can give you...
The family for Andrew Brown Jr. went to the police station thinking they were going to see the video, and they're like, oh, yeah, sorry, we ain't got the video. You need a court order for us to show it to you.
Yep.
Oh, now we need a court order.
Well, of course.
It would have been on CNN like before we even heard about the shooting.
Exactly. And you know why that is? Because it's this. Like, it's this. Slavery by another name. Guilty, nigga. Mm-hmm. Man, I don't even know you. I don't give a fuck if you don't know me. I'm white, and this is my system. So I'm going to go get a judge, a magistrate, and he's going to say guilty. You going to come work on my fucking farm for free for 10 years, and then I'll go find another nigga to go do it.
Why? What were you doing? Warren was walking after 8 o'clock at night.
Yep.
Warren said something to my wife.
Yep.
Warren hit me.
Yep. And they word was bond then. It still is now. That's why at the Court Plantation, you have to be on your shit. You have to compartmentalize shit. You have to give responses, not reactions, because they want reactions out of you. And when they can't get it, it bothers them. Shout out to Shawnee. Look, check this out, bro. Not to change the subject, but I'm telling you, my nigga. Shawnee, shout out to Shawnee. Don't trip. My sister said she missed a live, didn't get a feed. Shawnee is like, it didn't even notify me. I'm telling you, bro.
Right.
Look, I'm telling you right now. Why do you think I want people that's watching this shit that really fuck with it? Because what'll happen is if you this is what I have observed on YouTube. When you have a lot of people in your chat and watching it, what they'll start doing is shadow banning your shit like they do Brother Reza Islam. Mm-hmm. And then they'll just stop telling people. I'm telling you that one time I did that podcast and I was telling people to go arm themselves. Here I'm thinking the footage is still going, everything's all good. Man, my sister was like, nigga, they took the shit down like midstream. Like, nope. Right. But here I am just, talking, and after that, they gave me a strike for that shit. And they was like, if you do that again, I couldn't even get 3 strikes. You do that again, we're taking your page.
But you notice that.
And I only got 100 followers. I'm like, damn, but you know why? Because they don't want that type of information
there's
being out there.
There's literally channels out there with white people that are shooting guns. But
all day.
That's not a
that's not a problem, bro. I'm telling you. That's why people are like.
Because they're scared. That's really what it is. They don't want a bunch of black people armed, dude.
I had to realize that after it got taken down. It was when it was a shooting in a mall in Mexico. Mm-hmm. Either Mexico or New Mexico. Shawnee remember. And I was just going in about that shit. And then they took that motherfucker, gave me a strike. You can't talk about this shit no more. They was like, you do it again, we taking your page. They did it to Professor Griff too. Professor Griff has to watch everything he says, bro, or they'll take his page too. Mm-hmm. Because there's just certain people. And I look.
And Tyreek has said a lot about stuff that he said that they came back on him about. So
hell yeah, and they lightweight don't want Tyreek and the Corey Holcombs and all them, but they generate so much money. That's why. Right. They generate so much money. That's why they're like, we'll let some of this shit slide. Mm-hmm. Because they generate money. Now, me, I don't generate no money. So they like, well, we don't even want this nigga on here. Watch him. And there have been times where my sister will be like, man, I missed a live. Look at Shawnee. She's like, I just happened to be scrolling through my YouTube and found it.
All right.
But she get a notification any other time. Look, Nick, I already told you, bro. I'm waiting for somebody. You've heard me say this 1,000 times. I'm waiting for a black person to come up with our own streaming platform where we don't even have to deal with YouTube in that sense, because I'm going to be honest, I'm going to keep it a buck. I don't care if we are a lot. You white. So they definitely ain't going to want your ass on here co-signing what the fuck I'm saying at all.
But it's not just YouTube. The black community should have literally their own community, their own stores, their own businesses. Giving money to yourself, black labor, white wealth. A lot of it's about the fact that, a lot of different ethnicities have come into neighborhoods that are predominantly black and basically stole your money. So you're giving your money to them, and it's going out. But he makes a good point. You have Chinatowns in every city. You have Jewish communities in every city. And what's the difference? They literally create their own community of just them.
Facts.
You're not getting a job there. If you come there, you're giving your money to them. They're not going to give you their money to you. You know what I'm saying? And they're just gonna keep constantly generating it through themselves. And that's what I really want black people to start doing. That, man. Stop going to these white businesses and giving your money to us.
Man,
and we don't need your help. I promise you, we don't.
Man, say it again.
Because you know, sometimes I feel like black people are a little too nice. And there's a instance in this book where he's talking about how basically the Europeans got slaves out of Africa. And it was because the tribal chiefs in Africa didn't really value gold the way that everyone else did.
Because we already had it.
They already had it, right?
We already had it.
And but they didn't really look at it like as money. You know what I'm saying? It was more like you know, for stuff that they needed to survive. All their resources were to survive. It wasn't about making yourself richer.
Yeah, because they didn't care. Because remember, King Mansa Musa, he had so much gold. When he would go to a different country, he would deplete your currency because he had so much of it. So think about it. You're right. Black folk didn't look at it like that because they're like, well, we got such an abundance of it. Why the fuck do we, nigga, we could just go dig the shit up. We got it in the backyard type shit.
So I show up in Africa and I see one of the chiefs wiping their ass with a leaf. And I go, you know what? How about this? Give me that bar of gold and I'm going to give you this toilet paper. So it's softer on your ass. And he was like, oh, shit, that's what's up. And he gives it to me. All of a sudden, I run back and I get rich off it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So, and I feel like black people allow that. Same thing when I was just telling you, you know, stop letting imagery confuse you. Stop letting white people with black people all of a sudden change your mind about that one white person.
Facts.
No. Start building communities, man. And you know what? Saying fuck everybody else. You know, I was reading that part about Florida. And how the Cuban community basically came in and was basically taking all the money out of the black neighborhoods, and they ended up getting hella rich.
Well, you know why? Nothing is done. Hey, Shawnee, I looked that up. That judge confronted him. I tried to play it on here, but you know this shit be tripping. I looked it up right here. Look at the link that I just sent. Do you ever remember seeing that? Yeah, I remember that. Didn't that judge go off? I was looking at it on my phone a little bit. I remember that. Did that judge go off on him? On the cop? I think the judge kind of snapped on him. I think the judge kind of went off cold and started snapping on that police officer because the police officer punching the fuck out of somebody. Here's the thing, Nick. Let's just keep it a buck. And I'm going to always bring it back to the core plantation because that's where we all were. Look, bro, it's that old adage I'm going to say. Let me call human resources. Well, guess what? Human resources is going to have that white person that's over your department investigated. They're not going to find nothing wrong. They're not going to find anything wrong.
Right.
And in most jobs, they don't even want you recording shit. They'll say that's inadmissible. You can't use that. You illegally recorded somebody. But here's the thing. The only way things would change is if we, in my personal opinion, black folk started having intrinsic value in each other. Meaning this, Nick, you around. If you around and Nuke come over here, me and Nuke would never say slick shit to each other in front of you. We don't play that shit. Nuke does not play that at all. I've known Nuke 15 motherfucking years. At all, she don't play that shit. And she know I don't play that shit. Now, we'll joke and we'll banter, but I would never say something slick and borderline kind of disrespectful to try to get a rise out of you in front of, a rise out of that person in front of you to basically keep the banter going, to show off and be a peacock and show my feathers in front of a white person.
Well, let me stop you real quick. With that recording shit, because I don't want black people to stop recording, because I feel like that's I mean, honestly, if it wasn't for these people recording these videos, white people wouldn't even believe you. So
facts.
So if you're at work and you feel like nothing's working, I fucking tried to. So
don't worry about it. It'll come back on.
But that whole recording stuff is inadmissible in court. That doesn't mean that you can't give it to a media member and say, this is what the fuck they just said about me. This is what they just said about my people right here. And guess what? They're gonna be embarrassed as fuck, and they're gonna fucking pay you out under the table anyway, because they're gonna be like, give me that video back. So you can't take them to court and sue them, but that doesn't mean that you should necessarily stop recording it if that's the only way people are gonna know.
No, that's true. That's true. My bad if the shit went out. You know, like I said, man, look at this shit. flimsy ass shit. It's not the shit. I'm gonna have to get another hyperlink drive. That's the only thing about MacBook Pro. Everything else is Gucci, but this shit is garbage, bro. Garbage. You can't even move it, and it comes out. That shit is garbage. But my bad if the shit went out. We back on though. Don't trip. Shit, don't trip. Wow, it went black. See, and honestly, to tell you the truth, I don't even think it was the thing, man. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. You know why? Because that's happened before, man. Matter of fact, one time, look, I was going in, I wasn't even looking at the screen. And then I just happened to look, and I think my sister texted me like, nigga, your shit is not on at all. Right. I'm just talking. I'm like, my nigga, I can see on the OBS streaming software, you can see my voice signal. She was like, I can't hear your voice at all. I had to like turn everything. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you, because I feel, in my personal opinion, if you're not making YouTube and them no money, they don't really want you on here talking shit, bro. Just my personal opinion.
But you know what? Let's change the title to Biden 2024. And
she said they thought your boy Nick was about to reveal a secret.
Oh shit.
Yeah, man. Because I don't even, at first I thought it ain't that, bro. I'm telling you this, bro. Man, me and Nuke would have like bomb ass topics, and we'll get into it when nobody could see us. And I had the clown ass mics, the little Yeti clown ass mics, and we would just be looking at each other and talking and recording it. I never had a problem, bro. It was never really no problems. Once we started going live and then the camera came on, sometimes the fucking internet would be tripping. It would, man, bro, you don't understand, dog. And it'd be all the time. And then how I would know it sometimes is either my sister or Shawnee or Tamisha or somebody would be in the chat like, bro, we can't hear you. What the fuck? Or Nuke's mic will be turned all the way up and I can hear her perfect. She hear herself perfect. They'll be like, we can barely hear Nuke. And then I'll go back and play and be like, bro, I can barely hear her. Right. What are they doing? Right. And it's like, this is what I mean by black folk have to become the type of people that have intrinsic value in who we are. Like this. They know who we are. I went back and I was listening to Justin Timberlake because I got the 2020 CD because Timberland did it. And I'm listening to this shit and I'm like, these people know we bad. They know they know every other music, every other genre, fine. But when it comes to R&B and soul, especially neo soul, they know what it is. I remember my Jewish homeboy, he straight out said it. He was like, man, white people can't fuck with black people on no music, bro. He was like, are you fucking kidding me? He's like, are you for real? He was like, are you serious? He's like, bro, I named one person. I was like, who? He's like, Michael Jackson. What the fuck do you mean, dog? That's it. Right. Mic drop, not Prince. He's like, in Prince, I would say second, but who's fucking with Mike? And I was like, yeah, and you know I didn't like Mike. Mike was smart. Mike, it has been said that when Eminem made that one song where he was making fun of Elvis Presley and making fun of Michael, Michael bought his catalog. It was like, I'll buy that. Right. Because Mike's catalog, and he had bought the Beatles catalog. You know that's why they didn't like him. He owned the Beatles catalog. Right. That's why Paul McCartney hated Michael Jackson after that. Because he did a business deal. And everybody used to be like, oh, Michael Jackson, shiesty. But I'll tell you this. I've said it before. Nick, you young, bro. Early 2001, Michael Jackson shut down Times Square and called Tommy Mottola a fucking racist. They shut down the fucking Times Square for Michael Jackson. He didn't put no concert on. He just wanted to talk. They shut it down. He was like, he's a racist. He doesn't want me to make R&B music. And then years later, Irv Gotti says, yeah, Tommy Mottola called me nigga. You're a racist. Right. But guess who he was married to? Mariah Carey. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know that dude.
Yeah. You know what it is. Yes, I remember in the beginning, it was just a picture up at first, and the audio would play. Yep. Shawnee, remember? Bro, all I had was audio, dog. I'm not trying to get off subject. I'm just telling you what happens with these people. Shawnee could tell you. She was the only person that used to watch the fucking podcast. I never even sent it to nobody, bro. The other people that was subscribers of my channel, remember those videos that you saw? The house party? Yeah. They were subscribers of that type of Warren. Okay. So when I came back with remember, I left YouTube for like 5 years, dog. I just didn't even do shit. I was like, all right, I want to do something different. Shawnee saw me in Dr. Boyce Watkins' chat. And Dr. Boyce Watkins shouted me out. Was like, hey, y'all should go. I never told nobody to go watch my podcast. It's just, it had the name, No, I Don't Know.
Right.
TV on there.
Right.
And so Dr. Boyce Watkins was like, hey, man, y'all need to go support No, I Don't Know TV, man. Go support him. He's saying some good stuff. So Shawnee was like, all right, I'll fuck with it. Click.
Yeah, I was just watching a couple of his interviews on the Breakfast Club, so yeah.
Yeah, he's dope. He's dope. I got to Think Like a Millionaire, Financial Love Making. He's dope. He's the one who really got me into stock. Him. He was the first person, and then everybody else kind of fall in line with it. And Shawnee used to watch it, and Shawnee used to always leave comments like, hey, man, yeah, it was No Way Out. Yeah, it was No Way Out podcast. See, she remember it? That's what it used to be. It was No Way Out. And then I changed it because I just remember I was just like, man, no, I don't know. I don't know. So fuck it. I just changed it to No, I Don't Know. Because it to me, it made more sense because I don't claim to know nothing. Shawnee used to be the only person watching the podcast, bro. You know how many other people I sent it to? Like 4 or 5 other people. Nobody would leave comments. I didn't expect it. I know how it is. When you talking real shit, don't nobody want to hear that. You know what niggas want to see? Ratchet shit. I bet you if I would have done what my little sister told me to do and just take my phone, set it up at my mama's house and record us, we'd have been rich.
Right.
Because my family is funny.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Niggas smoking weed, niggas drinking. We talking about niggas ain't shit, bitches ain't shit.
Right.
That would have naturally been funny. You saw that house party shit. That was a minute and 30-second clip at my mom's house, bro.
Right.
Imagine if I would have just took different clips and we'd have been rich. But I didn't want to prostitute my family to be rich. You see what I'm saying?
Because that's all people care about is partying and fucking getting fucked up.
Man, and I'm not trying to do that. And it was No Way Out. And at the beginning, it used to just be audio, right? Shawnee could tell you, my nigga, never no problems, dog. It would only be operator error, my fault, but it was never no problems. My page never got taken down. I never got no strikes, nothing, right? Once this one dude just happened to be in the chat once we started going live, because I used to just upload it. I never went live. I would just upload it.
Right.
Then I started going live. I was like, maybe I should start going live because it's better. Because then you can't edit shit and take shit out.
Right.
Once I went live, this brother just happened to come in the chat one day. Was like, bro, it'd be dope if we could see your face. Remember I told you, Nuke didn't want her face to be shown. Nuke was like, nah, I don't want. I was like, Nuke, let's just do it. Once we start showing our face, Shawnee could tell you, Shawnee, how many times the shit was fucked up? Nigga, the feed would go out. The internet wouldn't work. It would stop. Bro, it used to be horrible, bro. Sometimes me and Nuke would be talking for 15 minutes, it'd be good. And after 15 minutes, it'd be buffering. Like, people would be leaving. Shawnee would be in the chat like, bro, it's freezing. Like, what is going on, dog? I'm telling you. And that's when I was like, yeah, this ain't gonna happen. And a lot of the reasons why I'm bringing this up now is because I've been saying this for the last 2 years. I'm waiting for a brother to come up with his own streaming platform so we don't have to deal with YouTube and deal with Facebook and deal with all these people. Right. Black folk need to start supporting black folk. Now you see why I got...
In all aspects, though.
Now you see why... Bro, why you think I got Tahuti My Ara Herb? I got Tahuti My Ara Herb. I got Toilet Paper by the Nation of Islam. I got them too.
Even if you white, you need to start supporting black businesses.
Man.
Like I said, we don't need any help, man. We have enough help.
But you know that. But shit, the average white person be like, but I'm poor too. But you have one thing that we don't have. You white. Right. And the system is designed for you. Right. That's why I always be telling people, you can't ask people to support a black business, but you saying slick shit, or you're not even a supporter of black businesses. Right. But then you want to tell everybody else. Like when a nigga be like, nigga, Tahuti My Ara Herb. I got a whole bunch. I spend a lot of money with Tahuti compared to most people. Tahuti My Ara Herb. Blackandnoble.com. Shawnee know that's where I get the CMOS from Mix of Health. Black owned business. Black and Noble's a black owned business. Those 3 right there.
Go get your shirt from a Big Baller brand or something like that.
No, I go to CoreyHolcomb.com, 5150. I buy my clothes from them. Fayronic Design, Ram Omar, David Banner. I'm about to give me a Banner Vision shirt. Black owned business. Oh, I just got these cookies from Cookie Confidant. I was listening to Tariq's broadcast, and he was talking about these cookies. So I got these cookies coming next week from Texas. Fuck it. It's a black-owned business. Come on, man. Right. Like, we all we got. Why is it this, Nick? And I know it's probably different for you. Me and Shawnee, my sister, me and my sister, my family, we grew up in church, bro. Bro, you go to church, all I got to do is sing one song for offering and close them doors. Niggas will get rent money to the church. to these big ass churches. But when you be like, hey man, can you support a black business? Nigga be like, man, that's too high, man. You feel me?
Right.
Like that's too high. Like David Banner, he got these fresh ass shorts I'm gonna get. They like $100 for some shorts. They probably sew and stitch. The average person would be like, oh, that's expensive. But you'll go pay $1,000 for some Gucci shorts though. If Gucci started making basketball shorts, how many people you know be wearing Gucci basketball shorts?
Or they spend like $400 on some Nikes or something, man.
So you see what I'm saying? And I think it's just very imperative to me that we have to start recycling the black dollar. Like when you met the tow truck dude. That's why at the time you probably was just like, oh man, I didn't think about it.
Right.
But then after you read shit like this, you like, oh shit, now I get it.
Right.
Like this is the next thing. I remember I was talking to you off the air. We gonna do it, man. Me and you, I used to do it before on some of my podcasts. I would drive around and be recorded. We gonna start going to these neighborhoods, bro. Me and you gonna start doing it. I'm gonna take that gimbal and we gonna start whoever wants to be interviewed. We gonna go in there if they allow us. So you can start seeing.
But that the roadside service guy's a good example, man. This dude worked for a big roadside service company that we all know for a few years. Realized he was never gonna move up the ladder, and ended up learning the business and then going out and starting his own business. He said, I'm one of the only few people that have a small business that are open 24/7. I'll come out at 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't care. So do that if you have a chance. You use these white corporations to learn and go, okay, now I'm gonna do it on my own.
Facts. Hey, Shawnee, I did. No, you know what, Shawnee? I used to get a taper, right? Shawnee said I do wear glasses. I'm blind in a motherfucker. I'm blind as fuck. I got contact lenses on right now. Yeah, see, Shawnee, remember? I didn't. Shawnee, hey, keep it a buck, Shawnee. Put it in the chat. Nigga, the podcast was awful, bro. I was just learning as I went. I just wanted to do something different. So I used to just, I would just look into the thing and just talk about what I thought, and then I'd get off. And then I would have my glasses on, and then I wouldn't comb my hair, and I'd get a taper, and just, it'd be like it looked like an S curl, because I would never let my hair really grow, because I would always get a taper, and I'd just be talking. Because before, I had a clock up there. Because shout out to Miss Wendy. I ain't seen Miss Wendy in a long time. I gotta ask Tasha, where's Miss Wendy at? But Miss Wendy was the one who noticed that shit too, my nigga. She was like, hey, I went and watched one of your old podcasts. You had a clock up there. You didn't have the Honorable Elijah Muhammad up there. And I wanted to switch and put him up there because, remember I told you, you go in white folks' home, they got JFK, George Washington, Abraham Lincoln. These were all slave owners. Cesare Borgia. But then when I got the Honorable Elijah Muhammad up here, nigga want to look at me like I'm crazy. I'm like, why I can't have a prominent great leader? Dude, do you know how many businesses the Honorable Elijah Muhammad had, bro?
A lot, man.
That nigga, the house that Malcolm X was in, that was owned by the Nation of Islam. That wasn't Malcolm X's house. He was living in the Nation of Islam's house, bro. Not paying no rent. He wasn't paying no rent. That's because of your boy Y&D from Rough Riders. Yeah. Their Nation of Islam. Their dad was a Muslim. They grew up Muslim, Nation of Islam.
I think Cuba's too.
His cousin. His cousin, Stan. Stay off my lawn. He's Nation of Islam. Yeah. So that's why. Wait, let me see. Y'all on the road. That sounds like a good show. I'm telling you, bro. I'm putting it out. I don't want to say too much. Niggas will steal your shit. But remember I was telling you off air? I'm like, bro, I'm telling you, that shit is going to kill, bro. Yep. We just got to structure the time. Let me tell you something. And I'm going to put it out here. And I was talking about it early. And Shawnee know. Nuke and you, I'm telling you, when we get y'all two on, man, y'all two, it's going to be a great show, bro. Because y'all have good perspectives. Because what I liked about Nuke's perspective was, Nuke has been seeing a lot of bullshit, bro. Like a lot of like racist shit that white folk would claim up and down like it ain't racist.
Right.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But she's witnessed it, been around it, seen it.
That's what I was trying to touch on last week. And, you had mentioned benign neglect, but it's so much more than just the policies and the government that's running the place. It's people like me who looked around at the time and was like, hey, let's not say anything. Let's pretend like everything's good. Let's pretend like, my great-great-grandpa wasn't racist and had slaves. Like, let's pretend like, we actually like these folks. So it was everybody. It was almost like they had sent out a memo to everyone's email, if they had email back then, and took off all the black people off that email list.
Oh, man. You know what? I'll say this, too, Nick. I'll say this, too. The problem is people don't want to hold themselves accountable. You know what I mean? And when I mean hold themselves accountable, when you're in the room with other racist people and they just saying racist shit, if you're not nipping that shit in the bud and you're listening first, okay, I give you that pass. Like, because you want to see what they gonna say. But once they already come out the bag,
at some point
you gotta check that shit.
At some point, you're supporting it though.
Exactly. If you're not checking
nothing,
it, yeah,
you're supporting it. So
I'm saying this: if I'm white and I'm in a room with a whole bunch of white people, right, and let's say I fuck with black people super heavy, like heavy. Now, you have to use some discernment, and what I mean by this, let's just say I'm white in corporate America. I done hired a whole bunch of black people, but these are my peoples though. Like I fuck with them.
Right.
Let's just say I fuck with black people heavy. Like I want them to win for real. Like no bullshit, no gas. And I'm probably one of the only white people that got a whole bunch of black people up under me. And I get in a room. Now I have to use discernment. Now I can go in there and act a fool, but they're not gonna take it out on me. They're gonna take it out on all those black people that's up under me.
Right.
So there takes a certain type of discernment depending on what you're dealing with.
Right.
That's like a person that's going up to get funding to film a movie. That's why at first I used to always be like, damn, why does Tariq do that? But one day I listened to him, he said some real shit. He was like, no, y'all want me to make the movie? Fund it, and then I'll make it.
Right.
If y'all don't fund it, I'm not making it. I'm not making no money for it and put all my money out there and the nigga don't support it. And that's true, because motherfuckers will tell you what you should be doing, but they won't support it. So you have to use a level of discernment and judgment when you're in those rooms. But I think it's more important, like
as long as those people in those rooms ain't coming straight out the bag though. That's the one where you have to draw the line. I get you have to work with people, right? They always say, oh, this side has to work with this side. I get it. But at some point when they coming straight out the bag and they straight up telling you some shit, you need to be like, whoa, hold up. What was that? Say that one more time, just so I can understand what you're saying.
You mean like the Papa John dude?
Right.
Oh, I wasn't using the word nigger in that term. That black lady was like, well, why would you say it at all?
Right.
Well, because I was just saying, no, you just said it because you let your hair down and you were around other white people and you just assumed everybody was going to be on code with you.
You felt comfortable, man.
And you felt comfortable. And I'm pretty sure most dominant society white folk, when they get around other dominant society white folk, they get comfortable and they really start saying how they really feel about black folk. That does not bother me. What bothers me is when they come around me acting like they're an ally and they are for the movement and the forward progress of economic help for black people until a person says reparations. Oh yeah, black people owe something. Yeah, they built this country. Okay, and then we be like, all right, reparations. Watch how many people, if they ever said, well, we're gonna give black folk $150 trillion. Watch how many white folk come out the bag, Nick, and be like, that's bullshit. They don't deserve that. Slavery was so long ago. I'm talking about people that you would never even believe would come. And then guess what? Every other race is going to come out and say the same shit, dog.
Well, I'm going to come back to that too real quick. But if you're white and you're in those rooms with other white people and somebody gets really comfortable, because it happens a lot, and they say some shit, whether they're talking shit about your homeboy Warren, whether they're doing this, whether they're doing that, the least you can do is go back to someone like Warren and say, hey, Warren, just so you know, you shouldn't fuck with that motherfucker right there.
Well, I'm not trying to cut you off. That's what I mean. When you read the ISIS papers by the Queen.
It's my next book.
Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, the Honorable Dr. Frances Cress Welsing. That's what she said. Tell us what's being said when we're not in the room.
Right.
If you for me, you're gonna tell me.
Right.
You know how many people I've worked around that act like they for the forward progress of black folk and that they ain't racist and all this other stuff, but then when you want to be like, well, what'd they say? They not gonna tell you.
Right. And see, and I've had this happen with my friends. So if you're a black and you have a 0.000% one white person around you that's actually telling you what people are saying, if they say, hey, listen, that motherfucker's racist, for the most part, you need to believe them. No, seriously, because I've had this argument. I'm like, no, man, like, dude, this motherfucker just said some shit. And they're like, oh, no, he's never been like that to me. I'm like, bro, he may not be like that to you, but he was just like that to me about you. So I'm not saying trust them as far as every word they're saying, but if they say something specifically about racism, about somebody, and they're trying to get you, hey, listen, be careful with this motherfucker, at least take them for the word and then, like, look at that person that they're talking about a little differently. as far as reparations go, I'm halfway through this book, and I've changed my mind a little bit about reparations. Not only should America come out and give whatever the fuck, give all the money back to black people, the entire world needs to contribute to that.
Oh, I knew you was gonna say that, yeah, because he broke that shit down.
If you can't even tell how many black people were taken out of Africa, it's between like 15 and 40 million or some shit crazy. And then they went and they benefited England. England was like the main one selling slaves back then. They went to Brazil. They set Brazil up.
Yes.
All the South American.
What about the Catholic Church?
All Catholic Church for sure.
You know they gave us a public apology.
Right.
We don't want no damn apology. Where's that money at that y'all owe us?
Man? Where's the money?
Why does everybody want to give us some type of symbolism? I don't want no fucking goddamn, like, that's what I don't like. That's what reminds me, Nick, of the corporate plantation. Symbolism. You know, well, employee of the month. That's symbolism. I don't need no employee of the month.
If I was living back then, I think we were just talking about this. If I was living back then and I had a black female slave, I was coming to America, I was an immigrant, I would automatically get 100 acres of land.
Yep.
Automatically. 100 acres.
Well, you know Thomas Jefferson and them was auctioning off land that they don't even, do you know the United States of America Incorporated are trustees to the landmass?
Right.
They don't own the land. They're trustees.
Right.
So basically, they're auctioning off land that's not even theirs. The 40 acres and a mule. But my thing is, how you gonna auction off land that's not even yours?
So how many black people did we say that was in America? It was like 250 million?
No, total black. I'm talking about foundational black man. It's like 40 million.
Okay, 41 million, right?
Yeah.
Well, why is it that in 1735 or some shit, black people accounted for 33% of the population? If you do the math now, it's like 12.5%.
Yeah, 12.5%.
So what the fuck happened? Why isn't there 150? How come there's not 200 million out of 350 total million people in America that are black?
And you know what? A lot of it, I'll say this. It's a dude, I forgot his name. He was like over the public records and shit. He was a racist. He was an anti-black racist. And he was skewing the numbers and taking numbers out. And see, here's the thing, Nick. The people that's making the laws, I say it all the time. I hate to say it, but Shawnee, remember? It was me, Shawnee, and I think Tomisha, and it was just us three going back and back. This was like, wasn't Shawnee like a year ago, 2 years ago? She'll tell me when I was talking about the Delaware Corporation and how all the laws are written out of Delaware. And they're written certain ways, so basically so the wealthy could stay wealthy. That's why there's so many LLCs. You see what I'm saying? And you got to think, the people that are writing the Constitution, Nick, the Star Spangled Banner, the Bill of Rights, the Declaration of Independence, these are white slave masters, man, who wrote it for them and their children. That's why do you think I always keep saying, man, stop telling your children you're going to be like Elon Musk. Right. You're not going to be Elon Musk or motherfucking Steve Jobs or Bill Gates or motherfucking the Amazon motherfucker, Jeff Bezos. These are white people that had privilege when they were growing up. And not just privilege of being white, they had a little bit of money.
But not to mention that they sat there and they wrote the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment for black people. And if you look in the like 20-year span from like 1880 to like 1900, there was like 300 cases that were brought up that the people used the 14th Amendment to argue their law. Only 19 were for black people. Only 19 cases.
Hey, I gotta read this. Shout out to Shawnee. This is what I'm saying. Listen to this, Nick. Nope, they are going to trace their family tree and claim 15.355% of black and ask for their share. So if we were to get reparations, like Elizabeth Warren, that bitch lied and said she was Native American.
Right.
She was a fucking pretendian, not an Indian,
right.
Because motherfuckers would do that shit. Then that's when white people be like, well, I got black in me too. You know, my great, that bullshit.
Right.
And then she also says right here, public records don't count all blacks. That's a fact. All the numbers will never add up. That is a real fact. Because think about it like this. Why do you think the Democrats want to flood the fucking country with illegal immigrants? They ain't got to be bothered with no niggas. Versus Republicans is more like, man, fuck these illegal immigrants. I'd rather just go back to where it was niggas and white folk. And if Mexicans gonna be here, and if you're a legal immigrant, we gonna work you like a slave. That's why you always hear me talk about other racial groups. everybody always kept telling me, we got to get Trump out. And I'm looking like, Trump isn't that bad. Why? Well, because when Trump was in office, we knew what we were getting. Now you got Smoking Joe, 94 crime bill Biden, who will pass a hate crime bill for the Asians, but you won't even say rep. Not even reparations, but rep. Mm-hmm. And you won't even acknowledge black folk. Mm-hmm. So that's more dangerous. That's not advantageous to black folk. Fuck Kamala Harris. I don't care about no AKA that Greek. First of all, you're in a fraternity praising Greeks when they were praising black folk. They got all that masonry and all that shit from black people in Africa. But they bring it over to fucking Greece, remix it, give it back to black people, and then we up here, oh, I'm in a Greek fraternity. It's like, y'all need to get some John Henry Clark in your life, bro. Like, that shit is crazy. That's why I be looking at these fraternities like, you know that's some shit that they stole, right? Right. And I always recommend, wait till you read Stolen Legacy. You need to read that book. Go read the book, Nick. Stolen Legacy is going to break down Herodotus, all them Greeks that was over there waiting to get into the mystery schools, Plato, Socrates, all these motherfuckers, Pythagoras, all of them, waiting to get into the mystery schools so they can get taught by the enlightened ones, which were Kemetans. Kemet means Egypt, black. Mm-hmm. But what did the dominant society do? They whitened up Africa. Well, one part, Egypt. Why? That's where the pyramids are. And then when you trace it back and be like, well, it says black right here. Aliens built it. Aliens built it. They'll just tell you that aliens built it, man, because that's what it is, dog. And I feel like this dialogue needs to continue. And why do you think that LeBron? Why did you think that he deleted it? You think he felt like he was gonna lose popularity? Why do you think he deleted that text message? Because we never. Why do you think he deleted it?
I think a lot of these players, especially someone like LeBron, has other money coming to him besides the NBA. The NBA is not the only check he's getting. He's getting checks from Nike. He's getting checks from all these other places.
Gatorade.
And so when the corporations start coming at you and they're like, hey, you need to take that down, or we might suspend your contract. All of a sudden, he's like, oh, shit, hold on. And I think he just reacted, kind of got scared for a second. And I wish he would have just sat back and, like, wait, I don't fucking need you anymore. Like, go ahead and take your business. I'll get business from somebody else, because I guarantee you, as soon as that happens, another business will step up and be like, hey, we got you right here. Come over here.
But you know what, though?
And I'm not saying all black people can do that because they're not in the position, but LeBron was in a really particular special position that I think he would have been the one few people right now that could have outlasted that.
No, that's real. But hey, man, I'll tell you this. This is what I'll tell you. When black folk take away the template that the dominant white society has given us, that's when our mind will be free. Think about it like this. When you start saying, nigga, I ain't gotta listen to you, I'll just go read, bro, and don't be a creative, that's when things will change, dog. Until then, we have to stick together and know thyself.
But you know what? They're smart because they know you ain't gonna go read for the most part.
A
lot of people, including myself, man, I did not want to go read, and I was like, "Fuck this! I didn't read in school. Why am I gonna go read now?" And then all of a sudden, I open these books, and that's why I love the title of your podcast now. No, I don't know, because there's so much shit I still don't know, and I'm like learning, and I'm like, wait, I gotta research this one little topic that was in this one little chapter of this book more.
Let me tell you something. If you don't know who you are, you don't know history, then you don't know where you're going. Mm-hmm. And it's just those things that constantly keep me abreast.
And if you notice, that's a major thing that they hide from black people. They only want you to know certain stuff about your history so that you're always thinking down about yourself. Oh, we're only slaves, or we're only fucking this, or only that. It's like, no, man, go learn your history and go back to Africa, man, because those motherfuckers were on some shit.
Man.
They were doing some shit back then.
Hey, man. Y'all know what it is. Shawnee, you know what it is. I appreciate everybody listening. That's our time, man. Hey, man, we going to do this again next Saturday. What time next Saturday? 6 o'clock?
Same time.
Same time, man. Hey, man, I appreciate everybody listening and subscribing. Shawnee, man, look, we had a blackout. I don't think it was this shit, dog. I think it just blacked out, dog, because it does that sometimes. I'm going to get another hyperlink, but I guarantee you it ain't that. Nick, man, I appreciate you coming through, man. I just want to give you props, man, because you are very consistent. And I feel like to be successful, you have to have consistency. And that's what I like about like Master P and those type. Master P is consistently have some type of hustle going. He's not just trying to live off of make him say, he always, reinventing himself, man. And now that we got this shit, man, we're going to take this on the road, dog. I'm telling you, it's going to work. We just got to sit down, come up with a plan. I kind of already got some things in motion. We ain't going to talk about it on here. But I appreciate everybody listening. Once you get through Black Labor, White Wealth, there's going to come a time where you're going to be like, I think I might need to read that again.
Oh, I already know it. Man.
You're going to be like, because
I'm actually at a point now where I'm like, man, I should probably just go back to the beginning right now. But I do want to finish it first, but I am going to go through it again.
It's a good book, ain't it?
Man, it's crazy. And it's got, instead of chapters, it does have chapters, but it actually has sections on everything. And you're just like, oh, shit, that makes so much sense. I never thought about it like that.
Oh, thank you. I don't know how to say your name. What does that say? Wait. Oh, Duta or whatever. Wahathru, you guys are amazing. Keep up the excellent work. I don't know who that is. I don't want to butcher your name, sister. I don't want to butcher her name. It's somebody who just left us a comment, man. Appreciate it in the chat. But, Shadi said it started, citizens and blacks are not one and the same. She's right about that. 1775, it started. I'm telling you. See, this is one of the things that I like about open dialogue, Nick. Like when you have an open dialogue about shit that you learning, you researching, it does something to you, man. Like Black Labor, White Wealth, it fucked me up, man. And it made me mad because it's either Black Labor, White Wealth or Power Now. I think it's Black Labor. He does say in there, if I'm not mistaken, if you're black in America, you should be upset. Right. You should be upset, man, if you understand what they've done. Wait till you read the Black History Reader. That book is fucked up. You're going to be like, God damn. I think in Black Labor, White Wealth, it talks about how Bill Clinton was basically like symbolism. Man, these white people are just happy if I give them a job. Right. They don't want no more. I can go play the saxophone at Arsenio Hall and they love me. Right. And what do people still talk about? Him playing the saxophone at Arsenio Hall. You see what I'm saying? And it's like, that's why I feel like it's important for us to read. Before we go in further, reading means you can read 5 minutes a day, dog. Right. You know how I started reading? 30 minutes a day. Yep. I just started incorporating it 30 minutes a day. And then it went from 30 to an hour. Then from an hour to 2 hours a day. Then it got to the point where I was doing too much because I was reading about 3 to 4 hours a day. I was literally reading a book a week. Right. And sometimes you can get an overload too, bro. Yep. You know what I mean? So sometimes you got to pace yourself. But once you start seeing this shit, this book, I'm telling you, bro, once you get done reading this book, you're probably gonna be like, damn, I might need to read that motherfucker again.
And
dog.
see, I didn't get overloaded. I just had some other shit I had to take care of real quick in my personal life. But when I started, I started with Slavery by Another Name.
Did that book fuck you up?
Man, it just makes you sick, dude. Honestly, bro, because you know about shit, but you really don't know about shit. You don't really think about everything that goes into slavery. But I started out reading 5 pages a day. I'm just get 5 pages. And it got to the point where I get to the 5th page and I'm like, no, I'm going to do 5 more.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can't burn yourself out.
Yeah, don't burn yourself out, man. Hey, man, I appreciate everybody out there listening, subscribing. Shout out to everybody. Shawnee, Tasha, you already know what it is. Miss Wendy. If you talk to Miss Wendy, Tasha, tell her I said hello. I ain't seen her in a minute. Hey, man, if you out here talking about you don't see color, and what about black on black crime? Guilty, nigga. I don't fuck with you, man. I'm out. Peace. Oh, man, that was good, man.